Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Misa. Please subscribe. I do uploads here every Monday and Wednesday. Really focused on how products react with dry skin. Please subscribe. Today we are going to do a full wear test and demo on the new Colourpop Hyaluronic Acid Hydrating Foundation. Now I've done reviews on other Colourpop foundations as well. I'll have this one linked down below, but this one really intrigued me. The price is $16 and you get one full ounce. There are so many different shades. I believe there are 40 different shades. I chose the shade 105N medium. So I have a medium skin tone with a neutral undertone. So that's kind of how I decided with that. Today I'm going to be using a sponge and a brush to apply, really see how this works. The main ingredients that they're using here is what they're saying is hyaluronic acid, which is really supposed to draw moisture to your skin. So it's supposed to just throughout the day be really creating a nice hydrated look, as well as coconut water, which is supposed to soothe. So if you're interested in seeing how this Colourpop foundation performs, go ahead and keep on watching. Yesterday I picked up a few new products. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you definitely should. Whenever I go makeup shopping, I kind of take you along with me, show you what I've kind of been like looking for or intrigued by, just because I feel like I haven't been intrigued by a lot. And then finally I was looking at this, and this is the Tarte Silken Broad Spectrum SPF 35. I used this today. So far I'm really impressed. It's definitely thick, definitely creamy. I've been using my Kiehl's SPF for the longest time, but I gave that to my husband in hopes that he will use it more. Other than that, I'm not going to prime today. I'm just gonna see how exactly this works. My skin type is dry. I have a neutral undertone. I decided to go with the shade medium 105N, which is a medium skin tone with a neutral undertone. I am 100% a neutral undertone. It was really fun. When I picked this up, I placed my order on Ulta.com for curbside pickup. It was ready within the hour. I drove up to the curb. They literally came out, looked at my ID, and put it in my car. It was the easiest thing ever. I feel like there's been a slowdown of foundation releases, and so when I saw that they were releasing this one, I was so excited. I do have their Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer as well. I have already done a full review on this if you want to see it, but I think this one's a very light coverage one, so this one's supposed to be medium buildable coverage. I love the packaging. I love that it has that pump, and I like that they put a lid on this one. If you don't remember one of their releases from about a year ago, they had a more matte coverage foundation and you just twisted the top to open and close it, which, you know, it was just kind of risky. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my hand and we can get started. So this is kind of what it's looking like. Definitely a more liquidy consistency than I was expecting, but it looks like it's going to be a really good shade match for me. I'm going to go in with a couple different things. So I have a sponge, which let's just go ahead and go in with a beauty blender and test this out on one side of my face. Cause I don't want nobody change me now. Cause I like to be myself. If you're not agree, you can walk away. You can walk away. You can walk away. Looks like it's applying definitely a medium coverage layer, and it's we'll see if this oxidizes. It kind of feels like there's a little bit of a red undertone. I've had a foundation with a red undertone before and it actually looked fine on me. It definitely looks hydrating. It's not sticking onto any kind of texture yet. We'll see how it dries down. It's supposed to dry down to a natural finish. Always love to bring it down my neck. This is what it is looking like with one layer. It looks really hydrated. It looks dewy right now until it sets down. But I feel like this sponge applied a very even coverage layer with that medium coverage. And so far I'm really happy with how that applied. Now let's go in with a brush and see how it applies with a brush. Let's go. So I picked up a couple different face brushes yesterday. Whoa, where's the one I actually needed? Oh, here it is. So I picked up two of these new brushes from Real Techniques. This is their light layer line, which was really intriguing to me. So this is a powder brush for like loose powders, bronzers, and then this one is a foundation brush. And they were doing a sale at Ulta where you buy one, you get one half off, and then hey, you can also stack it with their coupon code that they have now too. Here's a look at the brush. It's really pretty. I really like these synthetic hairs, and I just love the color of it. These are thicker, the handles are, so when you're starting to store these, they do take up more room, but because of the metal base, these last forever. Okay, I do feel like this is oxidizing a little bit. Can really see it on my neck. So it definitely oxidizes. Keep that in mind. Now let's go in with the brush. There's nothing like using a brush for the first time. It's like you don't want to do it, but
You can walk away. Something in my mind. Leaves within the ain't nobody perfect. Something in my mind.
it's definitely not as fine of a finish with the brush. I'm wondering if it is the brush because this is a light application brush, so it's not as dense. You're not getting those packed bristles. So it just looks a little thicker, but it also, foundation does usually apply thicker with a brush anyway. I'm going to take that down my neck. It's definitely a fast application with the brush, but I'm not crazy about how the brush applies it. So I'm going to go in with my spongy end and just kind of even things out a bit. Take off some of the excess that we don't need.
Hi.
You're so cute. What are we gonna go do today?
I'm gonna get a turtle tank and get a turtle at our home.
Well, we're gonna go look at turtles.
Well, I want to get turtle.
We gotta ask Daddy.
Oh, we gotta get a turtle tank first.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Apparently we're getting a turtle. I don't know what I think about it. Let's see how concealer blends out on top of this. I'm going to go in with a tried and true, which is Tarte Shape Tape. I know how this performs. It's a good one. It's full coverage. Blends out beautifully. Just gonna go in with a lighter hand. Man, this concealer is light. I forget how light it is. I'm gonna go in with my sponge and really try to work that in. So the concealer didn't blend out incredibly easy on top of this. I felt like the foundation had dried down quite a bit. So I feel like if you're just going in a good motion and you get your foundation on and then going right in with concealer rather than me, which I had to pause, play with my little boy, and then go in with concealer, that might have been it. I feel like it's just a little bit sticky, so I just want to lightly set this, but you could really get away, I think, without setting this if you just use a more cream-based bronzer. Going in with my loose setting powder, this is by Hourglass, and I'm going to just take a little pointed brush and set this concealer. Then with the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with this Milani Prep Set and Go. And I'm going in with this new brush. This is the Light Layer Powder, which I like to apply all my face powders, well, my setting face powder with a light brush. Anyway, something that just disperses the product in a light little layer. This is what the complete base looks like. I definitely agree with the natural. If anything, it does look a little heavy on my forehead, maybe a little bit around my nose, but I'm thinking we'll be able to fix that once we go in with a setting spray. So I'm gonna go hop off camera, finish doing my makeup. Let's start the time though, because sometimes it takes me a little bit. So it's 11:04 p.m. No, wait. It's 11:04 a.m. So we'll start the wear test right now. We are back with makeup completely done. I'll just run really quickly what I used. I used the Milani bronzer. This is pretty, I mean, it's called Silky Matte, and this is in the color 2 for me. It's cool toned, which is nice because you can always add warmth with blush. It takes a little bit to build, so you do have to go in with multiple layers, but it's a great drugstore option. For highlight, I went in with this Colourpop highlighter. I don't know the exact name of this because they do sell the pans and the packaging separately, but it's just, I just thought I'd keep it in the Colourpop family. Lip color is also Colourpop. These are this is called What's Your Sign, and this is a Cream Lux lip product, and I absolutely love these. The packaging is stunning too for the price. For blush, I went in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Kit, and I went in with mainly these two colors, and today I brought it up on the apples of my cheeks. Eyes, I went in really just lightly and very simple with my Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette, and I just went in with Soothe in these two different finishes. Setting spray, Colourpop Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. I love this. You can go crazy with it and it never looks too heavy, but it's very hydrating, so it's melting together all of your makeup. And then my mascara and brows will be just down in the products down below because they never really change. But this is what it's looking like up close. It does look beautiful. I will say it looks heavy in certain areas. My forehead, it definitely looks heavy, and then on the tip of my nose, I feel like it looks a little heavy too, but it does look a little filtered. So we will see exactly how this wears throughout the day, and I will keep you guys posted.
You know I do to make it through the times we had. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I'll break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I'll work it out, I'll work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you.
Alright, we are here for a check-in. It is currently 2:11, so the foundation has been on for 3 hours. This is what it's looking like. Let me get closer to the window. I think the makeup in itself is holding up really well. My bronzer, my powders, they're staying on, and it looks good. Granted, it's only been 3 hours. The one thing I think it looks a little heavy on the skin, just from like my forehead down to my nose. It's a natural finish, but I feel like it pulls more matte. If you don't want this to be a very matte foundation, go ahead and go in with more setting spray. I used a dewy setting mist earlier, and then I'm gonna go in with this Farsali Rose Gold Mist right now, just to kind of like, you know, put some life back into it. So that's my tip for this foundation so far, but I will keep you guys updated and we'll see what it looks like soon. We are back for the final check-in. It is 7:15 p.m. so the foundation has been on for about 8 hours, and this is what it is looking like. Staying power looks really good. I feel like for 8 hours of wear, I bet this foundation could easily go for 12 hours of wear and still look really good. The only things that I'm noticing on my skin type, so with dry skin, is it does look really dry. It looks really powdery, right? But I wouldn't say the hyaluronic acid is really bringing in that much moisture. I found myself having to go back in with setting sprays throughout the day to kind of refresh it and bring the mattifying effect that's going on back down. So for dry skin, that's how you can use this. I will say I'm going to keep trying this. I'm going to use a hydrating primer next time, use a different setting powder. Maybe it was this Milani Prep Set and Go. Where did that one go? Maybe it was my setting powder. Maybe if I used one of my Hourglass setting powders, I might like it better. So there's a couple different things I'm going to try to kind of tweak it. But I feel like if you have combination skin or oily skin, this product might be really good for you. Especially with combination skin, I feel like you would get a really good amount of wear on this. Oily skin, you might not get as long of wear. You might not get 8 hours of wear. You might get a little less, but I think the finish would look really nice. So those are kind of my thoughts. Follow me on Instagram. I update you on products all the time. I do Feature Friday where I highlight one of the products in my collection and let you know how it performs on dry skin. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.